you can't say that you know that he couldn't do a stadium when he's doing a stadium with her. If you take her out the equation, I don't think that 50% of the people not showing up. I don't think that I don't think that 60% of the people not showing up. I would say if you take her out the equation and Kendrick Lamar does a stadium tour on his own, because you got to realize that he was selling out arenas. So if and his tour was one of the biggest tours, the Big Stepper tour. If he was to do it by himself, I think that it would be at least 90% sold out, at least, or more than that. All right, man. Torture Talk After Hours. You know what it is. So look, man. Kendrick Lamar continues to make waves in the arena of concerts. He has just actually broke a record, and we're gonna talk about that, man. But of course, your boy Acadiddy, academics, Aca whatever you want to call him, acting up. Um, he's out here trying to paint a narrative that certain things wasn't happening during the concert. So we're gonna get right to it, man. Let's get it, man. Let's go.
What's poppin', y'all? Despite Not Like Us being Academic's most listened to song on his Spotify, he has found himself in a position with his lieutenant in charge, of course, Academics TV, as chief Kendrick, like anti-Kendrick propaganda, like whatever division that the U.S. had that made sure like, communism is the number one enemy, make sure Russia and China are seen as evil. That's what they got with Kendrick Lamar, except it's, make this guy any shred of a tiny thing you can to make him seem terrible. Go ahead and do that. Now, I will say there is a group of psychotic people that are trying to do that with Drake, but they're not centralized or localized to a specific figure where we can point that out. Granted, now Kendrick Lamar is on tour, a stadium tour, and in the lead up to this stadium tour, there's been nothing but, oh man, it's K. And this is the funny thing, they're talking about K-bots, bots. You would think it was a spiritual so Illuminati video, the amount of bots that they were using.
Yeah, I don't understand how people are still saying that there's bots being used when there's actual people at the concert. Like, I'm getting to the point where I think a lot of these people just say things just to say them, like for real, because they want to be seen at this point. Because how is it that this man is doing all these things and breaking all these records, but for some reason y'all still saying he's using bots? Y'all still saying that he's doing all of these different things. Just be honest about it.
Not view count, I'm talking about the term bots being used. So you would probably think, there's no way this sells. And that's what they were trying to tell us. They were saying like, the ticket sales aren't looking too hot. Tickets had been out for 2 hours. Tickets had been out for 2 days. Tour was still 2 months ahead. And they were like, ticket sales is flopping, man. And this is the first show. Minneapolis, no way they're going to do it. Well, what happens? They still find a way to hate. And Academics is trying not to hate, but you could see the hate seep out. And it was funny and entertaining. So off rip, I'm going to play you guys a bunch of different clips, and we're going to address some of the points. One of the points I just found ridiculous, and I think the goalposts keep moving along, which I'm not in favor of. So we're going to run the first clip, which is showing.
Yeah, that's another thing too. They constantly move the goalposts when it comes to Kendrick. I just don't understand it. Constantly move the goalposts. Constantly. Oh wait, nah. I'm telling you now because of this. No, I'm telling you right now. No, Kendrick, blah 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 blah. No, I'm telling you right now. Watch this. Always move the goalposts.
Showing how big the crowd is.
We not lying now, okay? Ooh, that's a good look. This is a good look right here. Now, we're going to get official capacity numbers, so we're going to get the total count of how many people are in these.
Whenever you talking about official capacity numbers, and you're saying we're going to get official capacity numbers as if that isn't enough people right there. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, academics and all of them would have an issue with Kendrick if it was a 90,000 stadium capacity and he did 89,999, they would have a problem with that. He didn't sell out though. He didn't sell out. He did not sell out. I'm telling you, he didn't sell out. That's what happened. It was one person left, but he didn't sell out. But the seat was broke. They wasn't selling that seat. Nah, bro. He didn't sell out, bro. He didn't sell out. I'm telling you.
Arenas, or not arenas, but stadiums. And we'll get that probably at some point with touring data. But it looks pretty good to me.
So there you go. Academics is basically letting everybody know, like, yo, damn, like, this looks good. I mean, how could it look any better? That's an outstanding crowd right there. You see all those lights. You see all those people in those seats. If there were missing seats, people would have pointed them out. That's a fact. But then he goes on to begin the slight hating after giving Kendrick Lamar some credit. You know, you got to soften the blow a little bit before you come and lay the hammer down. No weird stuff. I'm not alluding to anything weird by that.
I do think, just being 100% honest, I think Kendrick got the capability of, crafting a good show. Now, granted, I didn't like his Super Bowl performance. I think his Super Bowl performance just was Brian Drake. And I've seen the guy perform. I think the guy is, pretty good performer. I've seen him, like, put together. I went to the Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper tour. It was kind of pretty good, right? So, the only reason I kind of shit on the Super Bowl performance is because, bro, we get it, bro. Like, but you're mad obsessed with Drake, and like you're taking away from some of your actual like artistry. Okay.
This is where I
love it, bro. I love it. So so let me get this right. So now Kendrick is obsessed with Drake. I love it, man. I love it. I absolutely love it, man. This is where I'm telling y'all now, man, this is where it gets crazy for me.
I think the hate starts to seep out because initially academics said that he didn't like Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance because he tried to keep it middle of the road and he didn't completely hate on Drake. He said he should have made it to where either he's not going to do the songs hating on Drake or he was going to go all out and have like a Drake head on stage and really make sure that he was annihilating him at this moment. But now he's saying that, he didn't like the Super Bowl performance because he felt like it was all about Drake. So which one was it? And these are two opinions that he gave himself that seem to contradict each other. So now you're saying it was all about Drake, and before you were saying it wasn't as good because it wasn't all about Drake, and it should have been an opportunity that he used to drag Drake through the mud. This is where the hate comes in because it's like you're changing up arguments. People start to change up arguments when they have, I wouldn't say an emotional attachment to the situation, but when they have a negative disposition of this artist. Because
I agree with that. I agree. I definitely think that at this point, academics, we already know what side academics is on. We know him showing his hand. We already know the type of behavior that academics displays. We know where he's going with it. And I think at this point, really nothing he could do. You know what I'm saying? But act as if like he tries to play neutral. He tries to play this whole thing. Well, I'm on the side of truth. We ain't gonna lie. Like it's not that you ain't gonna lie. It's that at this point you can't lie because the internet shows you everything you need to see. So if you out here lying on Kendrick, you just look like a extreme hater, even though we know you are. But you look even worse. You look pathetic and a hater. So you can't lie. This isn't. You can't lie about something like this. You could try to downplay it, but you can't downplay it either. Like, come on, bro. If you saying that the crowd was dead, but these people showed up to see him. How was the crowd dead when they show these have to be Kendrick fans or SZA and Kendrick fans? This has to be. There's no way in the world that all these people showed up just so they could be quiet. I just don't think so. No. No, that was dumb for him to say.
No matter what Academics tries to say, I think he attempts to be objective about Kendrick Lamar, but I don't think he likes Kendrick Lamar's music. I don't think he ever liked Kendrick Lamar's music, so I think it makes it that much easier for him to hate on Kendrick Lamar, and he actually has to dial it in to attempt to be objective. And then
that's actually not true. Academics likes Kendrick Lamar music. He said he actually liked Kendrick Lamar more than Drake during the Everyday Struggle days. When they was doing Everyday Struggle, he was saying that Kendrick Lamar was way better than Drake. So that's absolutely not true. I think Academics is a front runner. I think he likes the underdog or the person behind or he believes at the bottom. That's what I think it is.
Especially when Kendrick Lamar destroys your favorite rapper, it's even more mind-blowing.
It's hard to gauge the crowd off of this, man. Like, clearly there's people there.
I mean, for this clip, I don't find it hard to gauge the crowd. There's a bunch of people in seats. Isn't that what we've been talking about this entire time? Can it be done? Can these people show up to the tour? Well, I see full seats. I don't really see any empty seats. People are making some noise. So why is it so hard to judge? And here we go. The infamous Joker clip / meme. This is where the hate gets ramped up and the goalposts get moved, because initially, what was it? Okay, it's bots are streaming this. Nobody's actually listening to Kendrick Lamar. All right. Okay, they're trying to do a stadium tour, but nobody's actually going to buy the tickets. Oh, the tickets are sold out. Okay, now what do you have to say? Well, we're not really sure. Well, Academics wasn't saying that they wouldn't be able to sell it out. That's not a claim that he made. It was just some haters of Kendrick Lamar that said that. So I'm not going to put that on him. But he now starts talking about, oh, Drake's not the greatest performer because people are performing during their concerts with him and singing every song.
To juxtapose my argument with, I don't know if you've been to a Drake show. I've always said, I don't think Drake gives the best shows. The reason why, it's a karaoke in there. Drake don't sing half the time. Every time I go to a Drake show, I lose my voice. You sing every song, every song. Like the whole crowd, like you're hugging strangers singing these songs. You grew up on these songs. These songs are your childhood. These songs are like, it's just embedded in you. You know what I'm saying? So like you literally, and pause on that. And you literally just sing every song. The whole arena is singing the entire time. There's no like, let's listen to Drake rap. It's like, nah, it's our time to rap. It's one of the reasons I was saying somebody who loves him, like, I want to perform it. That, like, Drake is just kind of there just holding the mic out and people are singing his shit. Is that crazy? I'm watching this shit, and by the way, again, I'm trying to be fair, but I am trying to be critical too. Objective critical, not hating critical. The building is packed, but I'm wondering how.
It's not a building. It's a stadium. This is not a building. I know what he's saying. I'm not stupid, but it's not a building. This is what I be talking about with Academics, man. He goes out his way to do stuff like this, and this is not good. It's not good to go out your way and to hate like this. It's really not. It's really not.
How many of these motherfuckers are like diehard Kendrick fans? Because I ain't gonna lie, like that was a huge moment. I would think the whole crowd would be rapping his verse. I'm only hearing one with a camera rap the verse. But again, I don't want to. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just wondering. I'm like, wait, how is this shit so packed and not these niggas is not singing every fucking? Nigga, if I guarantee. Let me see, what verse? Let me not use Drake. Well, there's not many other artists that has that effect.
So if Drake's not that great of a performer, and I do think Drake is a great performer. I know people that have been to his shows. I unfortunately have not been to a show yet. I had the opportunity to go for the Drake versus Lil Wayne tour. That's probably going to be one of my biggest regrets ever, not going to that. Or entertainment regrets. But here, why do people need to sing the lyrics for it to be a good show? And it's almost as if, okay, we got people in the show. We got people to buy tickets. We got people to take the evening off to drive to this show, to bring their family maybe, right? That's a big commitment for somebody to go to a show. And now we're going to judge, well, are they really like that diehard Kendrick fans though? Or maybe they're just fans of not like us. What are we arguing?
this is what I mean. Like, what is the argument here? He sold out 2 stadiums already, and your argument now is these really diehard Kendrick fans? Yo, I tell you, the constant moving the goal. Yo, Kendrick Lamar couldn't do anything that would satisfy some of these people. He couldn't do anything. At this point, man, he couldn't do anything. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It's crazy. Crazy as hell. I'm telling you now, it's so crazy.
Win here, man. Like, we're basically moving the goalpost until we get to a point where there's this intangible metric that cannot be assessed. And then it's an attempt to disparage and diminish what a massive accomplishment for hip-hop this is. Like, for a follow-up to a beef, to win, to go on a stadium tour, and to pack it out. Now, granted, this was just the first night. We haven't seen the rest of the tour. It might not look that great, especially when they get to Europe. I think Europe will actually go crazier than America because they know there's probably not going to be another opportunity to see Kendrick Lamar and SZA on the same night. So I think those will be crazy. But instead of just looking at this as an overall win for hip-hop, it's, like, people aren't singing along to the songs. A lot of people just want a performance, and we're gonna get into the singing along to the songs myth, because even if the majority of people that showed up, I'm willing to say they weren't Kendrick Lamar stans for the past 10 years or 5 years even. They probably found out about him after Humble. Maybe they found out about him during this beef. But the fact that they were able to convert into fans, they had to go through his catalog, and they showed up. That's an achievement for Kendrick Lamar. Now, are people going to throw this achievement to Drake and be like, well, he did it because of Drake? That's amateurs. That's like saying LeBron James won the championship because of his opponent. No, he won the championship because he slaughtered his opponent. If he had lost, it wouldn't have turned out this way. Pusha T didn't start doing arenas when he won the Drake beef, so we got to toss that to the side as well. And then there comes this.
And I said that in one of my videos. So what about the other artists that beat Drake? So how come they didn't go on to do these big things? It's like, come on, man. Y'all got to stop this nonsense, bro. And again, I think what he's saying here is, as far as the metric goes, when you're talking about reaching an achievement that can't be reached, that's actually good, because then it's going to be a point where no rapper's going to do that but him. So when you say, oh, Kendrick Lamar he sold out a stadium, but he ain't do 100,000 people, but he did enough that Drake never did it, and no other artist ever did it, no other rap artist ever did it. So it's a thing where he's breaking records. So yeah, let him keep breaking records. Keep on pushing the goalposts. Keep on moving it. So you can keep on breaking records. Keep on.
Next clip about singing along.
This is up to you if you want to call this hate. I know Kendrick could do arenas. I know this. I'm not saying Kendrick's a small artist or nothing like that. But I'm wondering how much of this stadium tour is the direct byproduct of this moment of the battle and then Not Like Us, and maybe it attracts certain people that maybe only are there for Not Like Us. Again,
Yo, you can't. This is nuts, bro. This is crazy. So let me get this right. So people paid between $150 to $800, $900 to come and hear him perform one song. That's what you're saying? Or even insinuating that that's the case. It's retarded. That's stupid, academics. That's one of the dumbest things I ever heard in my life. People are wasting money, or not wasting money, but they're coming out to watch this man perform one song. It doesn't make sense when he's there. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get this whole thing.
I'm not saying that's most likely what's happening, but I'm wondering, because I'm like, I guarantee. Watch, I guarantee for Not Like Us, they singing every word. I guarantee it. So I'm just.
But that's nothing really to guarantee, because you already know they're gonna sing every word to Not Like Us. But he's not there to perform every song, and everybody's supposed to know every song. Obviously, that's the case. He's gonna perform the popular songs, but he's also gonna perform songs that people probably ain't really know or really know like that. I'm sure that a lot of these people are gonna know all the songs, but some of the songs ain't sing along songs too. Some of the songs that people don't sing along, they want to hear him rap it. Like Reincarnated is not a song that people would actually rap to. They would actually want to hear him do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, cut it out.
Just wondering if these motherfuckers, I'm like, maybe they're just kind of fringe fans, but Not Like Us is the biggest. It's probably one of the biggest songs of the decade, right? So it's like, yeah, they're like, all right, okay, like that, all right. Yo, when is he gonna do Not Like Us? Which, by the way, I don't know if that's the case. Right now, it's just a theory. We're still scrolling the timeline. If I'm Kendrick, I'm doing Not Like Us 10 times. If that's the case, but I don't know yet. So,
if Kendrick would have did Not Like Us 10 times, then you would have had a problem with that. You would have said, see, he only can do these arenas because he's doing Not Like Us. And that's the only joint he can do that's dissing Drake. He only can do that song. You would have said that. Anything Kendrick does, you're going to have a problem with it, bro. Anything.
Ain't it a little weird that it's kind of quiet? Am I tripping? Maybe it's hate. I don't know.
So here is where we got to address it, where it's like, yo, now people need to sing every word. Like, sure, Drake's easier to remember the words because a lot of it is choruses. People remember the choruses to popular hit songs. Drake's had a ton of top 10s. That's not the case with Kendrick Lamar. He's a different type of artist. Kendrick Lamar, people know like more of the albums, right? And Kendrick Lamar has put out less music than Drake throughout his career. And yes, I do agree with academics that how much of this is pretty much trying to throw salt on the wound after the beef, post beef, but I think it's capitalizing on an opportunity. Like, Kendrick Lamar had a ton of attention after this, and what better way to level up his brand and quote unquote real hip hop than
I don't think it's throwing salt on the wounds. And I understand what he's saying. I guess I gotta disagree on that. I think that this is just a part of his catalog. It's not throwing salt on the wounds by performing or doing songs that he dissed Drake with. He made the songs. The same thing like you said about LeBron. You know? So why wouldn't he do it? You know what I mean? That's just my opinion, but keep it going.
To not just wash him, not just do the Super Bowl, not just have a hit that's still on the charts over a year later, but to do a stadium tour, like to level up where you were originally doing tours, which was arenas, and now do a stadium on top of it. Yes, it's an amazing thing that he's done. And even if it's due to the beef, he took that opportunity to level up and the risk that comes along with it, because it's not easy to put together and produce shows like this. It's not easy to put together this tour. It's going to cost a lot of money. Sure, it will make them money, but it's a risk nevertheless. And he's taking that risk again, just like it was a risk to beef with Drake. And for the whole Not Like Us take, nobody is buying a ticket and going to a show, especially in stadium show, because of one song or just to listen to one song. Like, people that just like Not Like Us, they're letting it run on their playlist. They're like, okay, that's a cool song. To actually show up to a show, you really, really need to be invested in the artist. And I do think they're like, oh, maybe if they're like, oh, Not Like Us, and that's the Kill Bill girl, then yeah, they're probably showing up. But they're showing up for Kendrick and SZA. Now, I will say SZA's contributing a lot. I don't believe Kendrick Lamar would be able to do a stadium tour on his own. That I can admit that for sure and easily. And
That's false. That's 100% false. Before he announced that SZA was going on a tour with him, people was excited. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was he announced the Super Bowl, but then she performed. But that's 100% false. You can't say that you know that he couldn't do a stadium when he's doing a stadium with her. If you take her out the equation, I don't think that 50% of the people not showing up. I don't think that 60% of the people not showing up. I would say if you take her out the equation and Kendrick Lamar does a stadium tour on his own, because you got to realize that he was selling out arenas. So and his tour was one of the biggest tours, the Big Stepper tour. If he was to do it by himself, I think that it would be at least 90% sold out. At least, or more than that. I definitely think that it won't be half the people won't be there. No, I'm not rolling with that. Absolutely not.
Number two thing is we're going to run another clip about this knowing all the words to the songs.
I know every word to Family Man. I'm a rap fan. The fuck are you talking about? Oh my God, you can't even hide that you know the words. That's one of the biggest moments of my life too. What are you talking about? That's one of the biggest moments of my, like, how, what do you think, like, because Drake's my favorite, I don't know the words? I know all the words. What's wrong with y'all? Relax. Water.
So in this clip, Academics obviously admits that he knows the words to all of these songs. This was a huge moment in his career and life. He was referenced on both sides of this beef. How could it get any better than that? And he needs to realize that he's a huge hip-hop fan. A lot of people are just casual fans that go to these shows. Like many diehard, I wouldn't say diehard, but many like strong hip-hop fans aren't even going to shows that often. There's different demographics. So they don't need to know all of the lyrics. I don't think so. They're probably just looking to enjoy the moment. And they're not like, okay, hold on, I need to make sure I memorize all the lyrics before I go to a show where I'm going to pay for someone to perform those lyrics for me. And to address the argument before where it's like, oh, these people don't know these people don't know all the words to the song. I'm like talking way too fast. I'm moving quick. Let me ease it up a little bit. You know who's an example of somebody where at their shows, they know every single word to the songs and they're singing along a lot? Pitbull. Pitbull's got hits. He's got wide spanning hits and he's got major shows. Are we going to start throwing Pitbull in the conversation with Drake and Kendrick Lamar because people know his lyrics more and they're singing along more? Are we going to do that? Or are people going to use that as an attempt to say, well, Drake is just like Pitbull. You know, all he does is drop these big hit songs that people know the lyrics to, like these moms and stuff like that, and of all ages. Whereas Kendrick was able to make it to stadiums being authentic to hip hop. So you see how people will just take anything to like latch it on to whatever narrative that they have. And then Academics eventually hands him a W, reluctantly.
Or, you know, again, we have to think about, you know, I don't know about y'all, and this is not me hating. It's like, I'm a rap fan. I would not go to a SZA concert. That's not what I'm into, okay? Like, if I've gotten SZA tickets, I give them away. I just give it to some females. Like, y'all go have fun. I don't want to go watch SZA, like, sing a bunch of her anthems. I'm not with that. Feel me? But you're combining both worlds. Now, I do think Kendrick's audience is like little woke niggas, which I think SZA kind of with that too. So there's probably some.
Bro, you telling me that? This is another thing that I hate about these niggas, man. I don't think that everybody in the crowd is woke. I think I'll be honest with you, I think that there's a whole bunch of people from all different walks of life in that concert. I think there's some leftists and rightists. I think that there's some Trump supporters in that crowd. I think that there's some regular Democrats. I think people have their own reasons to do whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I don't think it's a bunch of woke people. Like, no, I highly doubt that. The whole crowd, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But we're gonna stop it there, man. It's enough is enough. We're gonna stop it there. Yeah, man. Yeah, this dude is a clown, man. It's a clown. Clown show, as usual. But thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Talk after hours. You know what it is. Peace. Bye.